Welcome to the Crystal Center of Healing. I am Crystal and I'm here to help guide you with your self-care in the vein of spiritual work, stuff, whatever. Um, if you've been with me before, I pick a card. It has our mantra and the topic for the week. And I talk a little bit about it, probably talk a little too much, get on my soapbox a little too much. But it's cathartic for me to talk. You can always fast forward through me if it's all my opinion, how I feel and experience life. So always fast forward to the guided meditation, and if that's what you're here for, great. I do the meditation based on whatever the topic is. And I can't get this lighting quite right. I had it where I didn't turn the ceiling light on, and it was kind of spooky looking, and I thought, oh, well, I could do a Halloween kind of spooky guided meditation. It really doesn't matter, because you could just sit and listen to me with your eyes closed, no biggie. So, like I said, let's get a card here. Let's see what God, Jesus, the universe, source, whatever wants us to work on this week for our self-care. And I always like to shuffle in front of you so you know I'm not just pulling some random card and making it happen. I truly want... Sorry, I have a busted knuckle, so it hurts when I do that. Excuse me, I have a card on the floor, I think. I can't see it, so. But I want you to not think that I'm just pulling some random card and, thinking about it before I get on here. I want to do everything live so it seems more authentic, because it is authentic. I'm authentic, I'm genuine. I say what I feel at the time about the subject. You may not agree with me, and that is just fine. We're all unique individuals here on the planet, and we all have a certain purpose. I'm fine with you as long as you're fine with me. I think it's the first time I've ever said that, because I don't talk much about that, because I haven't really had, like, some people go after other people, and I really haven't had that. When I did some other things with my energy healing business, I never had anybody come after me, because I'm genuine. You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. You don't like me, there's plenty of other people. I got two cards. I hate when that happens. But I think it's supposed to be this one. Cultivating Courage. Cultivating Courage. So I have to go to this side because there's too much light. As you can see, the light ring in my glasses. The back of the card says, in any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. In any given moment, I know exactly what to do. If I could speak, it is after work, so. And I'm actually recording this on a Friday, even though this is for next week. Cultivating Courage. Let's see what the book says. The book. We're going to the book. It gives me time to think about it too. When courage is cultivated, you are aware of your choices and able to pinpoint your most inspired options with accuracy and ease. Such options may not always match up with the things you want, but they will always give you the exact experiences you need to further evolve your soul. As you cultivate courage, you are stepping into a new frontier of soul expansion, where life has permission to guide you forward into the fulfillment of your long-awaited destiny. This mantra is ideal for breaking old habits, deepening your focus, and following your heart. Courage is an interesting thing. Some people think they don't have any, and we all have a certain amount of courage. And I don't know, I've had people call me courageous. I've heard people call me brave. Especially I picked up and moved 1,200 miles away from where I was living to move to Florida. I mean, I had a reason. I just didn't just pick up and do it. But I did do it by myself with 2 cats and 2 dogs. And I sold my house. It was definitely a learning experience. I was not in the best place when it was happening because of some circumstances. But yeah, people thought I was like really courageous for just picking up and leaving Ohio. I just needed a change. I didn't like my job. I mean, I liked it, but there were certain things about policies and stuff that I couldn't get on board with. I'm not big into the whole clique thing, and having favorites. And in a small place where I worked, that was a big issue. And if anybody from there happens to watch this, cat's out of the bag. But, I've been gone 2 years now, so I don't think it's a big deal. I did my job and I did it well. Tried to make the place better as I could, proactive with things. Other things with courage. I mean, the mantra is in any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. And you may not feel that way, but if you have a problem that you need and you don't think you know what to do, sometimes you need to just sit quietly and just ask God, the universe, whoever you subscribe to help you with the answer. You might not get it right away, but they will answer you if you're paying attention and listening. And that's a big problem when you try to cultivate anything, really. If you're not paying attention and you're not listening and you're just all in your head, you're not allowing yourself to open up to the possibilities, you might not hear the guidance that you want to hear. You might be so stuck in your head. What I like to say is wound too tight. I meet a lot of people. I seem to attract those people that are wound too tight, and I can feel their energy. They're just like, they feel so dense to me. Like when I don't really feel into people without permission, being an energy worker and all that. But some people are just, it's undeniable that you feel it. Some people are just that obvious. So, give yourself a break. Take a deep breath. Think about it. Cultivating courage, strength, like the strength card in Tarot, if you're into Tarot. When that card comes out, most readers will say, you're stronger than you know that you are. Because we all are stronger than we realize we are, because we deal with things every day of our lives. Some are good things to deal with and some are bad things to deal with, but either way we're making decisions, we're hopefully moving forward, not looking back, trying to stay in the moment as much as possible. And there's one thing in the book here that I disagree with: breaking old habits. Let's remove the old. Let's just break habits. And really, you don't break habits, you replace them. You replace them with something better, something that's more aligned with you. I mean, I can understand breaking old habits, something you used to do in the past that you're still doing that doesn't serve you anymore. But let's use the vernacular of replacing habits that no longer serve you. I'm sure there's a more succinct way of saying that, but that's what we're going to go with today. Deepening your focus and following your heart. Yeah, sometimes we're not following our hearts. Those of us that are sensitive and that are very spiritual, we tend to follow our hearts more. Our hearts tend to be open more. But people who live in their ego, those are usually the people that want to keep up with the Joneses, as they used to say. They want the whole facade, that they have this perfect life, a perfect husband, perfect children, the perfect job, they're perfect, everything's just perfect. That's not life. That's not real, for one thing. It's not authentic. It's not genuine. I know I get on my soapbox about that a lot because it strikes a nerve with me, because there's somebody I know that is like that, and it's like, that's not what life is about. But I get that everybody's on their own path, their own journey in life, and to me, people that live in that ego space are not very enlightened. I don't want to say woke, because everybody hates that word woke, and plus it's been used the wrong way anyway. I find people that are, have that facade and have that ego about everything are a very low frequency vibration. They're not. There's this whole scale of vibration, and the higher vibration you are, the better manifester you are, the more unconditional love you have in your life, the more you're connected with everything. You have self-love, you're connected to nature, you're connected to the whole world. That's what you want to strive for. You don't want to be in this lower stuff, because money, you can't take money with you. When you transition from this body, you're not taking it with you. So how does it really serve you? Now, it's great to have, the car you want, the house you want. Fine. You don't need like 5 yachts, 5 houses. It's just, it brings your vibration, your frequency down, and it's just not healthy. And there's a difference between being a go-getter for the right things and then a go-getter for this facade stuff. Like I said, it's not real, it's not. And if you're teaching your kids that, it's not what the real world is about. There are people around the world that live in huts and, go 4 miles for water, are the happiest people on the planet. They're healthy, they're happy, they have happy families. They're not running around trying to get a Lamborghini, a Beamer, a mansion, and they're perfectly happy. You can be happy without all the material things, because like I said, you can't take the material things with you. You can't take money with you, you can't take your 5 yachts with you. And when you leave this world, you leave this body, and we're energy. So we just move on to the next plane. You may reincarnate in another body, but you don't know. I mean, people that are lower vibrational that usually reincarnate with another body because they're supposed to learn some lessons. We're here to learn lessons and evolve. Me, I'm hoping I learn all the lessons I can and I'm somebody's spirit guide because I certainly don't want to come back to Earth again. I don't know what else I need to learn at this point in my life. All the things that I've been through personally. Not that I'm, boo-hooing about it or anything, but I have learned a lot with dealing with a mentally ill mother at a really young age and evolving out of that, I must be a bad girl. I had no self-worth. I'm garbage. I've evolved. I mean, every once in a while, I get depressed and that stuff comes back. But then I'm like, but look what you've done. Even if you're struggling now, because, there's things happening in the world. The U.S. government shut down, and that is affecting me, unfortunately. But I'm still here. I'm surviving. My cat's still alive. I mean, unfortunately, my 2 dogs that came down with me passed last year. The other cat, Merlin, he got out, and I never found him. I hope that he's okay and he didn't, get hurt. I actually still have a little bit of hope that maybe he's still alive. Maybe I'll find him again someday. I don't know. I need to just have hope about that right now. That's a whole other issue, but so every day you're cultivating courage. You get out of bed, you get yourself dressed, you go to work or do whatever it is you do. I get up every day, I go to work, I deal with my work. That's courageous. Some of the stuff that I have to read is difficult. What did I do with the card? I lost the card. Is this it? That's a different card. What did I do with the card? That's really weird. Did I put it on the bottom? Oh yeah, here it is. I'm tired. I'm fried. It's been a long, long week. But I wanted to get this done. Cultivating courage. So ask yourself, what does that mean to you? After I said all the stuff that I said. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. 99% of the time, that will be true in your life. Maybe you need to consider what habits need to be replaced in your life. Like if you're a smoker, well, what can you replace that with? I mean, you might need to do a step program to get off of something like smoking cigarettes or drinking. And it'll eventually be morphed into a completely different habit. Like you've channeled that into something else, exercise, a hobby. If you don't have any hobbies, I suggest you get some. They're good for you. Right now, I'm not doing many. This is my hobby, actually, right now. I used to do jewelry. But with my eyesight, sometimes it's kind of hard. What hobbies do you have? Do you have hobbies that are healthy for you? Can you cultivate the courage to have healthy hobbies and replace not so great hobbies with the healthy ones? Can you deepen your focus on cultivating courage? Learn to follow your heart more. Less head, more heart, more gut, your intuition. You can cultivate courage by tuning more into your intuition. And some people are like, Crystal, what's intuition? What do you mean? It's that gut feeling you get when you're right. Intuition typically is a whisper you hear in your head. Intuition is never loud. It doesn't yell at you. I had this experience where I thought it was my intuition, and it said something very loud to me because I was afraid something was going to happen. I was supposed to go somewhere with somebody, and I really wanted to do it, and I heard that their child was sick, and it was really loud in my head. I mean, I'd never experienced that before. It's funny because I said, no, she's not. Right back at this. I said it out loud too. I was in a hotel room. It's like, I want to go out to dinner with this person, or whatever we were doing. That is not your intuition. Your intuition does not yell at you like that. Nope, nope, no, nope. Your intuition, you could hear a whisper, and then you get a certain feeling in your stomach. Kind of like butterflies. You remember that feeling when you had puppy love and you'd get butterflies in your stomach? Intuition could be like that too. You could get goosebumps all over your body when you know something intuitively is going to happen. You could have dreams that are prophetic. I used to have dreams that were prophetic all the time when I was younger. Not so much now. I think menopause kind of gets in the way of that. I have these strange dreams that make no sense. And I always hate when you have people in the dreams and you know who the people are, but they don't look like the people here on Earth. Like, oh, that's my kid, Sully, but it looks nothing like my son, but it's Sully in the dream. So it makes me wonder if that's how he looked in a different life, in a parallel universe, parallel timeline. It's interesting. Life is interesting if you look at it that way. Cultivating courage. Excuse me. Cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. We should be more like cats. They always know what to do. Right, Finn? Do you always know what to do, buddy? I'm not sure it's courage with them. It's just, that's how they are. They're independent beings, right? Cats are interesting. So very different than dogs. I've had more cats than dogs, but very interesting. Some of them are real jerks. They're very independent. Luckily, I haven't had that many that push stuff off of tables and stuff. He takes off with my stuff sometimes, especially my hairbands. Anything in a loop. He likes to attack the remote, my Roku remote, and my phone. He'll chew on my phone. I'm like, what are you doing? Weird random things. And other times he seems so smart. I don't know. I know I'm getting so very off track here. I don't know that there's anything I could say with this. Do I even want to? I don't know. You are aware of your choices and able to pinpoint your most inspired options with accuracy and ease when your courage is cultivated. Such options may not always match up to the things you want, but they will always give you the exact experiences you need to further evolve your soul. That's what it's all about, people. Evolving your soul. Taking in as many lessons as you can by cultivating courage and moving through life and not pulling the past in front of you. Let it go. Stop looking behind. Keep looking forward. I know it's hard. I know a lot of us have had things that have happened to us that keep you stuck, keep you behind. Um, and sometimes you need to work on those things, what we call shadow work. Oh, that's your shadow side, the dark stuff, not the stuff that's in the light. And then sometimes you think you've fixed or moved past or dissolved, and it sneaks back up. Like my energy healing teacher says, we're like onions. We got all those layers. And sometimes when you think you've dealt with something, a lot of times when it comes back up, there's a different aspect of it that you hadn't contemplated and reflected on and try to transmute. I noticed that more as I've gotten older, since I'm in my mid-50s now. Each decade you go through, you think differently, you have different ideas, you see the world in a certain perception at that time in your life. And as you get older, then you start rethinking those perspectives, and your perception changes. And you're like, oh, that's why I haven't completely resolved that, because there's this other aspect to it that I hadn't thought of or felt or worked through because it was still hidden. Like every couple days I have this, epiphany, like, oh, I get it now. Moving on. We don't need this anymore. Moving on. So cultivate your courage. So I think it's probably time to do a guided meditation. So I want you to get comfortable. So you can sit in a chair like I'm sitting, with both feet flat on the floor. Do not cross your legs. I know some people have that habit, but we want the energies to flow. When you start crossing, you're blocking off energies, which I guess is different in yoga. I don't know. I just knew this yoga person that, when she did a meditation, she had people cross their legs. I mean, I know you can, the old traditional meditation of being in lotus position, or back in the day, which is, when I was younger, we called it Indian style. My son calls it crisscross applesauce. I'm like, where did we get that from? I haven't heard that one. But, things change in each generation. We have different names for things, once we evolve past certain terms. And I grew up in a time where there was still a lot of things that were said about people that were totally disrespectful. I don't know why Indian style, because people from that part of the world did sit lotus style, but alright. So anyway, get relaxed. Hopefully you cleared your space, and you've watched me before and you know the white sheet method of clearing your space. And just know that you are safe. You're in your own space. You're safe. You're safe with me, and how I'm going to guide you through this meditation. So take at least three. Three is like a big number for me. I use three for a lot of stuff. 3 deep cleansing breaths. However, I just do in through the nose, out through the mouth. In yoga, I guess they don't do that. It's all in and out of the nose. Well, there's different kinds of breathing styles and breathing techniques. So do one that allows you to allow things to dissolve out of your body. You can even do the double inhale, if you know what that is. You just breathe in, and when your lungs are almost totally filled, you take another quick breath, and then you allow it to come out. Supposedly that tells the brain to disconnect and de-stress. I think it works. I've used it. You can breathe in and raise your shoulders, and then when you breathe out, lift it down. If you feel a lot of stress in your shoulders, that's where I tend to hold mine, and in my shoulder blades, like in between there, sometimes I get these, it feels like the muscles are just all curled up there and all tight. Luckily, I haven't had that in a while. My body is like into now making me itchy when I'm stressed. It's like I have to tell myself then, you're fine, you're safe, calm down, to release that itchiness. This is just something that started for me like 2 years ago. A little over 2 years ago. It's like, I know when you're stressed, you don't have to make up new methods of, blasting it at me. So hopefully I didn't make you stress me talking about that. I'm just, there's many different ways your body will tell you you're stressed. I'm just letting you know, and it sometimes changes through the decades as you get older. Because I never had this itchiness thing before. So if you want to close your eyes or lower your gaze, whichever is more comfortable for you, because I know some people have problems with closing their eyes and feeling safe. And I want you to put one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach, like where you get that gut feeling from. So just pay attention to your breathing right now. Feel your heart beating. Listen to your lungs expanding, and you can certainly hear your heart beating too. So we're just in the present moment right now, listening to our heartbeat and breathing, all the things that keep us alive. And just pay attention to how the air feels around you right now. Is it warm? Is it cool? Is it just right for you? I had to turn on my fan because it was too hot for me. So I have a cool breeze on my skin. It feels really comfortable for me. And do you hear any sounds around you? Maybe kids playing outside, dogs barking, cat meowing. I hear a cat meowing. Do you hear my cat meowing, Mr. Finn? Guess he wants to meditate too. And just be present for the moment. Nothing else. Don't think about, what you need to make for dinner or things on your to-do list. We're just sitting with ourselves and being present want you to think about a moment where you were courageous, that you know definitely that you were courageous and you knew exactly what to do in the moment. I want you to just play that moment through your head a couple times. And dive deep and think about how you were feeling, how your body was feeling, what you were thinking. And you're safe. Don't let, if there was a stressful time, pull the stress out of it. I want you to just look at it purely as a moment, like you're just watching a movie. Now ask yourself, when you were being courageous, how did it make you feel? Were you happy? Were you relieved? Did it bring you joy? Now ask yourself, if it wasn't a positive feeling, how could you have made it a positive feeling for you? Or can you now think of it as a positive thing that you did when you were being courageous? Because I don't want you to look at it as a negative experience. I want you to now change your perception to a positive experience because you were being courageous. Now I want you to think of a moment or maybe a future moment where you know you have to have courage, or if something happened that you walked away from. I want you to think about now how you can cultivate courage with that situation, knowing that you can always know exactly what you need to do. I want you to play it out, the situation out in your mind, and put that positive spin on it. It could be something that might come up again for you at a certain time, and then you will know exactly what to do if it happens again. Because life tends to bring things to us multiple times until we learn the lesson, learn how to be positive, and how to cultivate that courage. Now that you know exactly what to do, I want you to open your heart and give yourself unconditional love for being courageous and knowing exactly what to do. Feel the light from knowing exactly what to do. Feel the love that you're giving to yourself for knowing exactly what to do and being courageous. So because you were courageous and you're giving yourself love and respect, let's celebrate. So I want you to think about if it's something that you know, pulled off, that you know, something you were working on and you pulled it off because you were courageous and you knew exactly what to do. Let's have like a party moment. You know, how do you celebrate? Do you go to dinner? You know, what positive thing do you do to celebrate? And I want you to just think in your mind, it's a big party or family and friends get together and you cook out, and barbecue, whatever you call it in your part of the world. And you're laughing and you're having fun and you're playing games, whatever it is that, however you celebrate. So you feel great, you're happy, you're content, you're moving forward your life, you're learning your lessons, you're evolving, you're becoming more and more courageous. Maybe you hike or go for a walk, swim in the ocean, swim in the Gulf. I'm near the Gulf of, I was going to say Mexico, it's Gulf of America now. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate knowing as you move forward in your life, you will always know what to do because you're cultivating courage. I'm going to say congratulations to you. You did it. You were courageous. You knew what to do. You're going to replace a habit with something that aligns better with you and boosts up your vibrational frequency. So we're getting to the level of joy and compassion and unconditional love in our bodies, in our life, and we're spreading it around. We're attracting people at the same higher vibrational state to us. It's opening doors and opportunities. It's opening your heart. It's opening all your chakras. You're living and you're loving life. And the future is bright. Unconditional love is where it is. Being courageous and continuing to cultivate it in your life is where it's at. Learn to enjoy your life. I know it's hard sometimes. I completely get it. And this has been joyous for me when I do these videos. I mean, I'm not the most polished speaker in the world. Not the brightest. I mean, I'm not stupid, but I'm not, I'm not Einstein. I'm just somebody who cares about others, wants people to have the best life they can be, be the best person they can be, and not letting things that shouldn't drag us down. I'm here to coach and teach people, mentor people, help them move certain energies out. I believe that's why I'm here. That's what I have to offer. I have to offer my intuition, my experiences with life. Something to make you think and reflect on certain issues you may have, and work out what's best for you. Take a couple deep breaths. Start coming back to the room. It was a little bit of a different meditation, but the point is that hopefully you relaxed, you de-stressed, you were in the present moment, you were listening to my voice, which some people really like my voice. People at work, the one I run the meditation group, they love my soothing voice. I get into this I didn't quite get fully into it with this meditation, but I get this really lulling kind of voice, and it works for quite a few people. It's not going to work for everybody. I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. Just know I'm here to help. I'm not here to ridicule anybody or put them down, because I've been really bullied for the first, half of my life, and it's not fun, and I would never do that. I don't want people to bully me, so I'm not going to bully you. If you don't agree with me, that is fine. You don't have to agree with me. There might be something different in your path than the path I walk. But if you're here, you're probably kind of on the same wavelength of how I think and feel about stuff. I put the intention to track the people that I can help. And hopefully you're back to the room now. Kind of switch gears a little bit. But if you wish to donate to help me continue to do this, I do have a PayPal account, the Crystal Center of Healing. It'll help me continue to upgrade my tech a little bit. I got a little light now. Help me pay my bills a little bit, because unfortunately I am a federal worker and I'm working without pay right now. I've worked this whole week without pay. So if you're inclined to do so, I take donations. Obviously, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. I understand that completely. So remember, you're going to cultivate your courage. You're going to know exactly what to do. And hopefully I see you next week. Check out some of my other videos. I have plenty of them out there with different topics, because obviously you saw I shuffle when the card flies out. I think last week was Liberating Love, and I've done stuff on grief and resolving issues, and I started recording stuff at the end of February. I've been doing almost every week. I think there might have been 1 or 2 weeks that I missed because I was sick or I was struggling myself. So I was worried about my own self-care at the time. And sometimes you have to take a break. And that's what I did. I felt bad for not doing my video because it does help me in other ways. But, I needed a break. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them. Email me, Crystal at thecrystalcenterofhealing.com. I'd be happy to answer anything for you. We'll start a dialogue. I can mentor you, I can coach you, I can do energy healing work with you. Let me know if you're interested. I hope you have a great week. Take care. See you next time.